Many of you people out there are enemies of God. And some of you are just borderline believers, borderline followers of God. Christ said that those who do not teach his laws would be called least in the kingdom. And there's a lot of people who are not teaching his laws. In the book of Isaiah, I'm studying Isaiah currently. God uses his own enemies to hand down judgment. God used his enemies to crush Israel. And the sad part is that the ones who crushed Israel, they don't know they are enemies of God, because God would later destroy them as well. And that is how God operates. He will use your enemies against you, and he will use his his enemies against you and your enemies against you. And then his enemies that he used against you, he will crush those too. And why are those people his enemies? Because they don't follow his laws. They don't follow his Sabbaths. They fail to do what is right. They oppress the poor, the widows, the orphans. People take bribes. Judges take bribes over justice. People are doing idol worship, adultery. If you do these things and you do them often, then you are an enemy of God, and God is going to destroy you. Sooner or later, he's going to destroy you. Many people believe that because God gives them a victory, that they are in favor of God. But what they don't know is that God is getting ready to destroy them as well. Why? Because they don't follow God's laws and his ways. They are corrupt. God is very passionate about his laws. He's very serious about his laws. If you're not following his laws, God is not happy with you at all. If you're not teaching his laws and you believe in him, then you are called least in his kingdom. There are those who know what is required of God, and that they don't want you to go to heaven either. They mislead you into false doctrine. Christ came to fulfill the laws for our sake. It doesn't mean that that is a pass for you to not follow the laws of his Father. You are to have the mind of Christ, and you are to follow the laws of his Father just as he did.